This is WFAA TV channel 8 Fort Worth, Dallas. The Spirit of Texas on 8, and it is time now for our first news 5 p.m. edition. Tuesday, June 11, 1985, with Mitch Gill and John Criswell, Troy Weber, and Dale Hanson Sports. And now, Mitch Gill and John Criswell. Good evening, everybody, on this Tuesday, June 11, 1985. Here's what's up and on. First news on Jelly on this Tuesday, June 11, 1985. In Hearst, the owner of the Aspen Terrace apartment has been cited for violation of city codes in 25 units following tenant complaints and city inspections. The violations of the units are 125, one-way off Highway 10 cover, faulty wiring, lack of air conditioning, plumbing problems, and permanent lack of electricity. As citations are issued after June 7th, deadline for correction of the violations passed. Dr. Daniel Chen, a Dallas solicitor as the owner, was the target of complaints and investigation. We inspected various apartments and our findings indicated that refers to some of the items were looked to be corrected when not completed. Jim McMeans, Hearst director of the public works, said, "We have not issued several citations to the owner of the complex, and there are misdemeanor cases, and the owner has 10 days to either plead guilty and not guilty, and that will be handled in the city's municipal court. We had city workers out at the location at various times last week inspecting the complex." McMeans said, "We inspected 25 apartments looking to see what repairs were done and not done. According to McMeans, violations that concerned the city had to do with whether the unit was inhabitable. The city looked at ventilation, sanitation, and roof conditions." In Richland Hills, after almost a year of handling the question of whether home rule as a general law is the best for Richland Hills residents, to be decided by residents on August 10th. City Secretary Pauline Kemp verified at Mountain Council meeting the validity of a petition submitted by Dr. Bertie Adams calling for a binding referendum on home rule. Ms. Kemp said a 572 of the petition's signature was valid on only 525 signatures, and 10% of the registered voters were needed to force the referendum. The petition was circulated by Adams and members of the Richland Hills Citizens for Good Government, among others. Mayor Dave Reagan said that a referendum for August 10th, the earliest date such an election could be held by law. He also read how the question of whether the city should adopt a home rule charter will be put on the referendum ballot. Challenge commission to be chosen to frame a new charter to be read. The referendum election will be August 10th at the City Hall from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and city balloting will begin June 11th. Candidates from 1 to 15 commissioners will draft a home rule charter may file June 12th and July 12th, the last day registered to the vote in the referendum, which is open to all registered voters in the city. Richland Hills has been a general law city since its inception. It is the only general city law in the mid-cities. As a general law city has those powers granted in the state constitution. A home rule city was those powers not denied by the state constitution. The number of middle management and professional jobs in the Metroplex will stable during the second half of 1985. A survey shows, according to the poll conducted by the research firm Management Recruiters International Incorporated, more employees planned staff reductions and less employees planned staff additions during the next 6 months of 1985. However, experts claim that the changes helping to stabilize the local middle management and professional job market. In the first quarter, where there was still enormous expansion, said Bill Allen, a spokesman for the research company, but growth has begun to slow down. Things aren't so crazy. It's more healthy market now. Employees in the Southwest, which includes those in the Dallas and Fort Worth area, expect 10.6% less staff reductions, to 12.8% more staff reduction compared to that in 84. And North Richland Hills man was in Tarrant County Jail Monday on various charges of a $4,000 bond charged with 2 counts of indecent to a child. He was arrested early Monday morning outside a residence in the Glen and subdivision. According to police, Captain Randy Shufflett, Brady Woolsey, 22 of 6721 Crane Drive, where originally was charged with disorderly conduct after the officers responded to complaint and apparently found him looking in the window of the home. Shufflett the home was across the street from where a young girl was molested in May. If you're looking for a sign of a rebirth for patriotism in America, look over more and more area businesses and homes. A good many of them have the old glory snapping in its breeze. I drive along Airport Freeway to Loop 820 by the view of the red, white, and blue building over car dealers, banks, fast food restaurants, shopping centers, and apartment complexes and hospitals. Some businesses fly large flights, some fly small ones. Many fly more than one. One man is determined to fly the biggest and best flight available, according to his wife, who is also his business partner, and never claims that he's the first to fly both the United States and Texas flags at his location. Charles and Shirley Lawhon, owners of CNS Trailer World, recently purchased a 40-foot by 80-foot flag that builds over the pole 150 feet over the firm. They also will fly a 30 by 60-foot Texas flag. North Richland Hills, the City Council recommended that the Planning and Zoning Commission reevaluate portions of the proposed thoroughfare plan while more than 60 opponents of the plan looked on Monday night. The opponents said today fear fossil street and road expansion, including the plan, could result in roads being torn down. The council recommended that the plan to be sent back to the P&Z with the following recommendations: Event Street south of Highway 820, a zone of a 2-lane undivided collector road C2U, Starnes Road and west of Davis Boulevard to be zone C2U. Starnes Road, east of Davis Boulevard to be zone a major 4-lane collector, and for you Holiday Lane Main, and for you and Susan Lee Lane be zone C2U. We are not here to go around and tear houses down. Mayor Pro Tem Richard Davis said, "I felt like we came and enjoyed tonight's meeting and having already answered all the public questions during the pre-council meeting. What we did here was to let the public know that we still need to work on this fair plan. The reason that we sent the plan was to back the commission was due to our charter, which states that only the Planning and Zoning Commission can instate a zoning ordinance we could stay. This plan, again, as soon as 2 weeks, it depends on when the Planning and Zoning Commission will study the issue, which could be as soon as Thursday," Davis said. Planning Chairman Don Bowen said the review will be added to the agency on the agenda for Thursday's next meeting, an emergency item. We don't have to face the same problems down the road as the city develops. Councilwoman Virginia Moody said, "We are trying to get some sort of plan for the future. Currently, as we are traveling within our roadmap with the council as a temporary establish with this fair plan is a track that will be able to handle the growth of this community will experience. Discussing a fair plan beyond last year when it consulted by how to study which streets should be widened and handle increased traffic as the city grows." In Watuga, the city council has scheduled a June 17 workshop to discuss garbage collection contract negotiations with GSX at Fort Worth. The council also passed a resolution asking for help and getting a post office for the city during Monday regular meeting. The sanitation company has agreed verbally to reduce the incorporated request from $4.80 to $4.07 per household. City manager W. Keating said residents now pay $4 per household. GSX also agreed to allow the city 2 free weekends at the landfill instead of only one, he said. GSX is also asking that the contract includes a yearly inflation adjustment clause. Council must determine whether to go along with the yearly adjustment of face renewing negotiation in each year. Keenan and the company also has started printing tags to be left when it does not pick up the garbage, so residents don't understand why there was no pickup. The firm is a 50-put limit, Keenan said, and now after the resolution was passed to be forwarded to federal, state, and postal officials seeking a permanent post office. The resolution says that the city's population of more than 1,700 shows a clear and urgent need for a separate and permanent post office. The former contract station at Watuga Pharmacy has been closed for 2 weeks. Requests for the bids on replacement have failed. In Euless, City Council at its regular session Tuesday night will consider an ordinance requesting that the zoning charge in Wilshire Village zoning change to allow for new and used car sales. The 4-acre section in the south and adjacent to Airport Freeway, SH-183 east of Wilshire Drive and north of Wilshire Village Square. The council also considered a heavy load of site plans and plat plans referred by the Planning and Zoning Commission along with some utility easement abandonment requests. A bid could be awarded for a 16-inch water main. The main is to be placed in a South Pipeline Road. In Waco, alleged serial killer Henry Lee Lucas, new attorney, says his client has passed a polygraph test involved and indicated there was no more than 3 murders. The lawyer, Gail Richardson, also said Monday that there might be evidence that Lucas might have been drugged around the time that he confessed to hundreds of murders, but Richardson offered no evidence at a news conference. Richardson's offices in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Dallas said that he has signed a contract with Lucas to represent the former drifter who had one time claimed that he had killed more than 300 people.
And want to move back to this community, but not right there.
Exhaust problems at Sharon County Jail might not be as extensive as expected, according to Precinct 2 Commissioner Oil Watson. John McCann has a report. Watson said Monday that the jail might not have to go for an anticipated 6 months of manufacturer repairs. This jail is due to an inspection by the Texas Jail Standards Commission, but there were problems involved with the exhaust system. Because of that, the County Commissioners Court consolidated 6 existing jail review committees into one jail acceptance committee chaired by Watson. Jail manufacturing operations have been first rate lately, and the latest and most dominant problems concerning the smoke system, said Watson. There might just be an improper manufacturing placement of the exhaust units, Watson said. Jail personnel waged the units and achieved 20% better circulation, Watson said. Tuesday's board tests were scheduled. The jail acceptance committee isn't scheduled to be reviewed at the facilities until after the state inspection is complete, Watson said. He would be acceptance committee would dig deeper in the improvements. We will know tomorrow whether or not we will have to wait 6 months, Watson added. Also in Fort Worth, city, county, and federal law enforcement officials Monday held a $150,000 federal grant and county task force as a major step in the fight against increasing in Tarrant County drug trafficking. The 12-man task force will be managed by officials of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration and will include Officers from the North Richland Hills, Hearst, Euless, Bedford, Fort Worth, and Arlington Police Departments and Trent County Sheriff's Office. Officials said the task force which Avenue 40 to cross city limits, and it's necessary because drug crackdowns on Florida and Houston have caused considerable drug activity moving in this area. Officials weren't specific about what the task force efforts would be directed, but Bob Siegel, DA, resident agent in Fort Worth, said those been targets. All U.S. Representative Joe Barton, Republican, and as was on hand, and not the DA grant. Officials said the international at 40 granted the task force was the most important item. We are going to direct our efforts at those who are at the highest level of local trust, and Siegel said. The grant was part of the $600,000 recently authorized by the DEA distribution nationwide. Their task force is one of about 25 similar units in this country. Siegel couldn't give away it all today. The totals for the task force operation, but officials said the grant would be matched by the funds from each of the participating unit entities. Most of the local government input comes in the form of salaries and things like that, said Arlington Police Chief David Kunkel 2 men once again. Cost about $60,000. All the participating agencies will continue their separate drug enforcement activities, officials said. The task force, however, will allow single incorporation and some technical equipment when the individual governments can maintain. Barton said he expected the task force to receive more funding in the coming years. This is a battle that is not going to be won this year, but we have to address the development now. But said Tarrant County is becoming a center for the drug community. Local officials have reported a dramatic increase in amphetamine labs and heroin and cocaine use in this area in the last year. Amphetamine labs will be one of the task force main areas of concentration, Siegel said, but no drug category would be excluded. Hearst Mayor Bill Sutter joined the announcement and pledged the city's full support for the task force, as did Arlington Mayor Harold Pedersen and Fort Worth Mayor Bob Boland. Tarrant County Commissioner Bob Hampton's effort to screw a wage and salary scale study are closer to reality. Monday, the Commissioners Court announced they approved the Precinct 3 Commissioner's recommendations to meet with Hay and Associates Committee and National Firm in hopes of bringing a proposed contract back. Precinct 2 Commissioner Oil Watson has appointed a co-chairman of the committee that will include Precinct 4 Commissioner B.D. Griffiths to meet its final firm. Hampton said he would talk about extensively with the representatives of the firm and felt confident that the study would set priorities straight. Before initiating the project, Hampton cited current pay scales as out of whack. He said he expected a study to make wage discrepancies known. Watson expected his approval and said that the project was long overdue. This was necessary to get things lined up with the private sector, he said. The state company has good record in tracking salaries for local government that's quoted in Hampton. This court had agreed to study to join the last January's budget talks, then costs are expected to be about $20,000. Another business commissioner set a date for Tarrant County Hospital bound bids. Jim Pollock, chairman of the building committee, was asked that the building begin July 8th for a $15 million allotment and was unanimously approved. Capital improvements for the hospital include clinical equipment and health and intensive care facilities, upgrading the obstetrical ward and lab items. Tarrant County voters approved about $49.5 million a month to upgrade the hospital in April. In Dallas, a plan to set up a peace committee for South and Baptist leaders should heal the division between the fundamental and the moderate members of the nation's largest partisan domination, officials say. The proposal by a special committee of the Baptist state presidents is scheduled to vote on Wednesday too late to cool the hotly contested battle for the control of the $14.3 million member church leadership, which was said to be decided today by the biggest government in its 140-year history. We come to the point where something to be done to help resolve our problems. Secretary Charles Pickering, the president of the Mississippi Baptist Commission and chairman of the ad hoc committee, and plans for the panel was suggested by the Reverend Franklin Pasha of Nashville. The proposal calls a committee of 18 representatives from both sides of the 19-member of the Southern Baptist Convention president chosen today to work over the next year to settle the conflict said to have been split the church apart.
Michael still has 2 more years of service, but he's
in Providence, Rhode Island, well-wisher cheered as Klaus von Buell emerged from his retrial cleared of charges tried to kill his heir's wife,
sorry for the commotion, but
who said, "We know in a way we be tried for murder." However, Los Angeles comedian Milton Berle was in serious condition today as an intensive care unit at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center after a 4-hour quadruple bypass heart operation. Hospital officials said, "We anticipate a rapid improvement in the next several days." Hospital spokesman Wyatt Rice said, "Today he's in serious condition, but the prognosis is excellent." In Moshav Abdim, Israel, a train and bus collided at a railway crossing near the Mediterranean coast today, killing about 20 teenage bus passengers headed for a school and at the beach, officials said. The impact crushed the side of the bus, flipped it over, and threw it more than 40 yards from the crossing. In Detroit, General Motors Corporation looked to Toyota Motor Corporation for help in developing a new Chevrolet Nova and now try to hitch a ride for the Japanese company's reputation for quality.
furniture in Greater Boston.
Arms pact application were affirmed by President Reagan to provide serious reservations about the iniquities of the SALT I agreement and the serious flaws of the SALT II agreement with the Soviet Union. Mr. Reagan said he affirmed in the 1979 Strategic agreement in order to foster an atmosphere of mutual restraint conducted to serious negotiations in the arms talks underway in Geneva. Israel offered a peace proposal to King Hussein's recent Middle East initiative as an alternative as President Prime Minister Shimon Peres outlined a 5-point
Really great thing.
plan that he said he would lead to an international conference on the region within 3 months. Another American was kidnapped in Lebanon. Professor Thomas M. Sutherland, a dean of agriculture of the American University in Beirut, was seized by government Sunday night as they drove from Beirut's international airport. He was the 8th American to be kidnapped in Lebanon since March 1984. 7 are still missing. Ralph Menegal issued a statement shortly after the father's fate. His secretary said Ralph Menegal, as a lawyer in Freiburg, West Germany, his statement would break his family's long-standing refusal to discuss the disappearance of Dr. Joseph Mengele, the Auschwitz camp doctor after World War II. Regional banking zones were valid under both federal law and the Constitution. The Supreme Court ruled the 8-0 vote upheld so the called Massachusetts New England Compact, under which Massachusetts and Connecticut permit New England-based banking companies, but not those from the New York or other states outside their region, to require the local banks. Similar regional banking zones are being established across the country. The zones strengthen regional banking while protecting local banks from acquisition by or direct competition from banks in New York and other money centers. 11 air pollutants are a greater hazard in homes that are in air around the plants with which they are produced and new study by. The Environmental Protection Agency says that result could change the focus of air pollution efforts by the agency, which is concentrated on outdoor rather than on indoor pollution. Saving business insurance change may increase the business costs and higher premiums and less coverage for most business and public agencies are expected from changes in HA by insurance. Insurance experts say they change remain from making a payment only on claims made during a policy period on putting limits on the total amount from insurers would pay for the multiple claims. Storm warnings minimized deaths from tornadoes and killed 74 people in Ohio and Pennsylvania on May 1st, according to preliminary report on the effectiveness of the National Weather Service forecast. Alright, sports time now, Dale Henson. Thank you. Thank you, John and Midge. Thank the Texas Rangers be in Anaheim, California, taking on the California Angels. Here.
Favorite actor. Seems like you can play any role.
Dallas, Texas. The Dallas Mavericks have asked 250-pound free agent center Joe Barry Carroll to consider playing for them, but Carroll said his agent said right now they are not interested. Mavericks personnel director Rick Sun said Monday night that he spoke to both Carroll and his agent.
So Johnny Depp or Whitey is watching you do.
Alex Fletcher by telephone last week. Basically, they are interested at looking at the other clubs first. We are interested, but it's up to them. Sun told the Dallas Morning News.
Not a big deal.
National Basketball Association teams were not permitted to talk to the free agents until Monday day after the league championship series ended. However, Sun said during the appearance at a KRLD radio sports call-in show Monday evening that the Mavericks were able to initiate discussion with Carroll last Friday after asking for and receiving permission from Al's general manager of the Golden State Warriors. Carroll last played for the Warriors in the 83-84 season. He played in Italy last season after he wasn't able to reach agreement with Golden State. Golden State has right of a free refusal, a first refusal, which has allowed them to match any free agent offer made to Carroll. We are totally convinced that Golden State will match an offer and there will be a trade. Sun said asking the that Dallas had hoped to pursue the possibility of signing Carroll before the NBA draft on June 18th, and Sun said we are dealing from a strength before the draft. Dallas has 3 first-round draft choices, including an 8th pick. Al said our first thought would be to get a Joe Barry to sign and be a Warrior, but if they can't come in agreement, then we go from there. Dallas has some draft choices that we're looking at, but we have never had talked about exactly what we might want. Indications that the Mavericks would put guard Roland Beckman for Mark McGuire and for center Sam Perkins off limits, but offers so to come state. Golden State will have a package that would include the number 8 pick in the next Tuesday's college draft. The news said that the package might also include a choice of 2 or 3 players of draft choices from a list of Jay Vincent, Dale Ellis, the number 15 and 16 draft choices this year, and a first round pick of Cleveland's that the Mavericks own next year.
And clears the region by early Saturday.
Alright, on to the weather now. Try Duncan. Alright, thank you, Mr. Hanson. Right now, current conditions at 5 p.m. over at Round. Region, we got a temperature of 82 degrees in DFW A1 and Dallas 11, 83 in Fort Worth, 83 out in.
Wait a little bit, but Sunday.
Wichita Falls, 80 out in Abilene, 82 in San Angelo, it's 88 in Longview, it is 89 Waco, 90 out in.
Between the cool and the warm, that's why it can be a bit wet tomorrow, and especially on Friday.
Killing 87 in Fort Hood, it's 91 in Austin,
Settled into the
92 in San Antonio, 99 in Laredo, 97 in Brandville,
We're gonna heat it up Monday, perhaps.
96 in Hodgen, it is 91 degrees out in Corpus Christi, 94 in Victoria, 91 in Houston, Hobby, 94 in Houston and Continental, 84 out in Galveston, 84 in Beaumont, 79 in Lufkin, and 84 in
Of course, with tomorrow.
Odessa, 75 in Lubbock, 74 in Amarillo, 91 in
It's going to be raining.
El Paso, 83 in Albuquerque, 76 in Santa Fe, 78 in Oklahoma City, and 71 out in
A couple are saying
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
still strong enough so that we get clouds, but kind of avoid the rain. So there could be a little bit of rain
And what do I ask on the nation today? Warm air lift up from me.
today. That's
Atlantic bringing some
Saturday. Depends on the speed of the front.
downpours and storms from New England and stretching into Maine
A beautiful Father's Day from
to the
to finish.
Midland States and the Maine, Tennessee.
Toward 80 degrees around just after lunchtime.
Ahead of the front and beyond front, cooler from Canada, bringing some spotting rain from north central New England, then for upstate New York, then for Pennsylvania, down for our Valley, and then for Arkansas. And some showers and few storms from eastern Illinois, down for southern Wisconsin, western Michigan, northern Illinois, including Chicago, around northern Indiana. And high pressure in Nebraska and low pressure in California and in the mid-south. And eastern Pennsylvania. And Texas weather. Mainly residents of North Texas had to drive through heavy rain to get to work this morning. Some of the strongest thunderstorms were in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But it also rained in early today in the Southern Panhandle, the Southern Plains, and sections of Memphis and far west Texas. The National Weather Service said the line of thunderstorms developed in advance of the cool front driving the southeast wind throughout the western two-thirds of northern Texas. Elsewhere, low clouds dotted in the upper coast and central Texas, while fair skies were coming in the lower Rio Grande Valley and across much of the southwest, and light winds were noted across the west.
203. But there's some bright news for the Red Sox. Koji, this year he's 13 for 13 in
While a remainder
0.65.
of the state, an hour breeze 5 to 15 miles per hour to the south, breeze throughout the state. Overnight, temperatures were in the 60s and 70s, ranging from
102 innings with the Red Sox now. Look at his ERA. And how about strikeouts, innings pitched?
64 in Amarillo to 80 down in Brownsville.
Hitting against
All right,
114.
let us take a look at a satellite look here,
Kansas City
and
today.
it shows cloudiness for much of the state, much of the country.
All four of their runs.
And let us take a look at our
Sacrifice fly you've ever seen in your life. Coach Mike is the shortstop, and the runner tags up from third base.
forecast goes like this. For tonight, will be a cloudy skies and cool with a low and mid 60s. There'll be a 20% chance of thunderstorms, and the mild northerly winds will kick up to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday it'll be mostly cloudy in the morning with decreasing cloudiness by the afternoon. It'll be in the mid 80s. And looking ahead at Thursday for Saturday, little or no rain expected. The temperatures will be at or slightly below seasonal normals with highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s. The temperatures should be reaching the 90s by Saturday. And that is going to be it for the first news at 5 p.m. on WFAA TV on this June 11, 1985. I'm John Chris alongside Mitchell saying have a good evening, and coming next will be the ABC World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. We'll be back for News 8 at 6 with Iowa Tracy and Gang. Have a good evening. See you at 6.